One of them is old, the other is not. Let's pop in the tape and give it a shot. It's time for Retro Reactions with Drew and Bryan.
They missed us again. It's incredible. Holy shit. So anyhow, Ferris Bueller's Day Off. Man.
He took a day off.
He sure did. He sure did.
Me next.
Right? But I think you can do this in a better manner without being a shitbag of a person.
I can fulfill my time so much better.
Yeah.
And you can't convince me otherwise.
Yeah. So if you've somehow missed Ferris Bueller's Day Off, it's basically the ultimate fantasy of skipping school and getting away with it in a spectacular fashion. Our charismatic slacker, Ferris Bueller, decides that life moves pretty fast and he just wants a day off. And he hates going to high school, so he takes a day off from high school and he drags his anxious best friend Cameron along and his girlfriend on this wild adventure through downtown Chicago. They joyride in a classic Ferrari, they crash a parade, and he's constantly outsmarting the increasingly unhinged principal who's trying to catch him.
This man was going crazy.
Yeah. It is a hilarious celebration of teenage rebellion, friendship, and squeezing out every ounce out of a perfect day.
I mean, he definitely squeezed the day, but I don't know if he squeezed every ounce.
Yeah.
I think there's still juice in that lemon.
Yeah, and I think he could have squeezed it better, in my opinion. But
I think so. I think he
me.
could have used a juicer instead of hand squeezing.
Mm-hmm.
Just me.
Yeah.
Just me.
I'm glad he had fun. I found his personality to be awful.
I wrote down he was a good and bad friend to Cameron.
Yes.
He was good that he kind of like pushed you to do something you would never do, but he was kind of the worst in terms of constantly pushing. Yeah. Inspired a ska band. I didn't know
that's he is 100% correct about that band, and it's always good to be skeptical about it, to be honest.
That's fair.
It's the music that plays when you get an extra mozzarella stick, just makes you want to start dancing, but for some reason there's brass instruments. Yeah. Anyhow, so Ferris Bueller's Day Off, it was written and directed by John Hughes. We know him from one of our other movies that we reviewed, The Breakfast Club.
Oh, yes.
He's also the guy that did Pretty in Pink and Home Alone.
Oh, so he did all the classics.
Did all the classics.
Okay.
The other thing that's kind of neat is that in this movie, we find out that they're in Shermer, Illinois, which is the exact same place where Breakfast Club takes place at. And I think 16 Candles might as well, but Shermer, Illinois was the fictitious city that John Hughes used for his movies.
So what happened in Illinois?
It's interesting that they're in that same world kind of, but not connected,
right?
Yeah. Although I do have another theory too, which we'll probably talk about later, about the bad guy in the what is that? The police station. Mm-hmm. I think he's related to John Bender from the Breakfast Club.
He came up on screen, and I was like, I feel like I've seen this character before, and that's 100% what it is. Now that you've said it, and if they're taking place in the same fictitious town, different schools.
Yeah. Or maybe it is Bender, actually, because, this movie came after Breakfast Club, I think, right?
So just a later on version?
Yeah, it could have just been him more grown up, but still in trouble.
Interesting.
I don't know. Well, do you know that was Charlie Sheen?
Was it?
That was Charlie Sheen.
Oh, my. Pre-Coke?
Mm-hmm.
Oh,
yeah.
man.
Well,
he looks different.
He looked like shit in that movie, and rumor has it he stayed awake for 48 hours before shooting that scene just so that way he would look completely disheveled and like he just wasn't in reality.
He achieved the look.
He did.
Because that guy did not look on this earth.
No.
He looked like he was somewhere else.
Yeah.
He was in the police station, so that's pretty fair. He was anywhere else in there. Crazy. No, I did not realize that was him.
Yep. The other thing that I thought was interesting is John Hughes wrote this script in less than a week.
He's a
I think it shows,
writer.
Though. I think it shows. I think he could have taken his time, and I don't know.
He could have hashed a few other things out. He could have planned his day. A better itinerary would have saved a lot of things in this movie. Mm-hmm. So he could have hashed out that itinerary a bit more.
He could have. So the film follows our star Ferris Bueller. It's played by Matthew Broderick, who's been in countless other movies over the years. He became an instant 80s icon after this movie. It really kind of put him on the map and set him up for success for the rest of his life.
He did a good job with
He
it.
did. He
really
did a great job.
the character.
He did a great job with the character. My biggest complaint is just the character's personality. I think he's a terrible
100%.
friend.
But here's the thing. The character is also a theater kid. And you can't convince me otherwise. I know we don't get any true confirmation of this, but everything he does throughout the movie speaks theater kid.
Yes.
Getting up in a parade and doing a lip sync, theater kid.
Right.
Bullying your friends, theater kid. All the fourth wall breaks to nobody, theater kid. That's a theater kid right there.
So the fourth wall break, that was never mind. We'll come back to it if it thinks we. Fourth wall break. It was actually inspired by like Groucho Marx. Like Marx was one of the first people to ever break that invisible wall. So they say that this is like a homage to Groucho Marx. I don't know if that's true or not. You also mentioned the parade thing. So let's just go ahead and talk about the parade. So in one scene, Ferris and his girlfriend and his best friend Cameron, they're driving around downtown Chicago. They run into a parade. Yeah. Next thing you know, Ferris is on this parade, like on a float, singing "Twist and Shout."
And he's getting it. He's getting the whole town down with it.
Yeah.
He even gets the people in the like tall high-rise buildings like dancing in the windows.
So that was actually a real parade that was happening.
Oh, did they
where they shot it at all of those people? They just happened to be down there for a parade, and they threw this kid up on the float and said, "You do this, and everyone's going to dance along, and we're going to film it." And so that's what happened.
Oh man, imagine taking the day off to go to a parade, and the next thing you know, you're in like a movie.
That happens in Chicago a lot.
That would, that's the scary part of parades, guys. This is why you got to avoid them.
Yeah. So if you start seeing like a large group of people dancing and get down at once at a parade, you know that you're going to be on film somewhere.
You're on camera somewhere.
Especially these days.
100%. I was talking about this earlier. This movie would never happen present day because of cell phones strictly. Like there's no way you take a day off from school and go ride around the city without like someone life 360ing you or like ending up in the background of someone's post online because you're like in the background of what they're doing. Like it's just impossible. He would never have gotten away with it modern day.
Yeah, he couldn't have it. Yeah. And pretty much I feel like all these movies from the 80s, if you inserted cell phones into them, would be so drastically different. So different. But that's also what I like about them is it reminds me of a time where we didn't have that all the time, and everyone still lived their life. We got along just fine without it. We just had a lot more questions in the world that we weren't able to answer immediately with a machine in our pocket.
Man, I can't imagine not being able to Google anything on a dime now, though.
I know. It's kind of
it would make me feel a little crazy.
Yeah.
Like, why can't I find out what the cephalopods were doing? Like, what do you mean I can't Google it?
Then we just go back to the days of just making up facts, though. Like, that was kind of fun with your friends. You can just sit around and make up reasons that you think things are real, and then that's just what you accept.
That's where the good conspiracy theories came from. Mm-hmm. That's really where they came from.
Yep.
I got to bring that back.
Oh, man. So Ferris Bueller, he takes the day off. He might be one of the only people in history besides myself who would take a day off and then somehow be more productive.
Yeah, so here's the thing. He got up, he showered, and I was like, okay, he's showering. It's probably lunchtime now. Like, that is immediately where my mind went. I was like, he got up for school, probably like 7, 8 a.m. Yeah, I guess I could read a book to learn stuff.
Block that guy. Mods, can you block him?
Get him out of here. We want him gone. But like, I was watching it and I was like, wow, like this kid's going to have a nice relaxing day at home. And then he's like, yeah, so we're like, get in the car. We're going somewhere. I was like, are you sure? Is school not almost over? Is it not 2 p.m. now that you're up? Could never be me.
No.
He was too productive for my liking. Also, how did he go to a baseball game in the middle of the day and not waste his entire day at the baseball game?
Yeah, that's just part of the Chicago lifestyle, though. Is sometimes you go downtown, sometimes you end up at a Cubs game, sometimes you're there for half an hour. I've actually had that happen to me before, which is it was actually 30 minutes longer than I wanted to be at a Cubs game, but a friend of mine wanted to go.
That's fair.
So,
they said encyclopedias. Don't get me started on encyclopedias. I used to walk around with one all the time. It's my favorite.
Which letter?
Oh, it was an animal encyclopedia so that I could ask people what their favorite animal was, tell them my favorite fact, and then tell them why my favorite animal was better.
I love that.
Right? It totally wasn't annoying. I so totally had a lot of friends. Can you tell?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I love it. Ferris's best friend Cameron, he also had the day off, although he woke up super sick. He didn't feel well. And then Ferris was like, come on, we're going to go have adventures. And so magically he's like, okay, I guess I feel better now. So that was weird. Like
this felt pre-planned to me. I feel like Cameron knew he had to pretend to be sick and he was just leaning into it too much. He was like, wait, no, actually, I think my throat might be itchy now that I've pretended to be sick.
Derek says, I'm dying at which letter?
It's an important distinction. Okay.
Yeah.
If I'm walking around with the letter U, like that's not a very fun encyclopedia.
Or if you're walking around with the entire alphabet, like that's heavy.
I'm strong.
Right?
Okay. Got traps.
Yeah. So Ferris decides he needs to get out of school for the day. And as a lot of us remember, you had to call in sick to school and let them know, like, yo, I'm not going to be here, but needed to be a parent that called in.
Crazy.
Ferris, in essence, he just gaslights the entire school system, the entire movie.
Nonstop.
Yeah. And we root for him because, you know, why not? It's kind of funny.
He's a kid. He deserves a day off.
But if he existed today, there'd totally be a TikTok exposing his entire plan by lunchtime.
And here's the thing. All the students at the school were like, oh my God, I heard Ferris is sick. And they started making up like these crazy rumors about him being sick. Right? But like in the age of like social media, you would never get away with that. You would have about 1,000 DMs and you'd probably post one thing and someone would be like, oh, he's fine.
Yep.
Like it would just never be a thing.
No. One thing that I did find weird about this movie is that they skipped school and they stole Cameron's dad's Ferrari and they joyride and stuff. And then they're like, you know what? Let's go to the art museum.
No, fair point.
Like what?
No, I would unfortunately probably do the same thing.
I just don't
I'm gonna
feel
take
like
the day off to go to the museum.
Yeah, it just doesn't seem like something that this character would do. I don't know.
But in the museum, they were also like making fun of people at the museum.
They were
like the entire time. And they were hanging out with like all the little kids. Like they were 100% making that the most fun museum experience they could have.
And most of that stuff was all improvised in the museum stuff too. Like Hughes didn't script a lot of it. He just kind of put them in there and started filming to see what would happen. And the scene where Cameron is staring at that George Seurat painting, that's actually like a metaphor. It's meant to like signify his mental breakdown. Like the constant zooming into those tiny dots is like his identity falling apart, basically.
That's fair because he did crash out, I think, like 4 times in this film.
Yeah, I mean,
he was really losing it.
Yeah, it's half about Ferris taking the day off and half like Cameron doing 20 years of therapy in a day.
Yeah, quite literally. Poor Cameron. Poor little OCD Cameron. He was going through it. Him sitting in the car being like, he's not going to stop calling me. I might as well just go. That felt so real to me. The amount of times I've been like, I don't really want to go anywhere as I'm sitting in the car ready to go is unreal. I felt very seen in that moment. I was like, all right, Cameron, I get it. I get it, buddy. I wouldn't want to go either.
What else you got?
Let's see. All right. My notes. They mentioned having a daytime phone number. And I did a double. I was like, a daytime phone number because his nighttime number is different. Yeah, they're all using landlines. Big brain activity going on around here. Also, I loved the little scene where they're stuck in the taxi in Chicago after the parade trying to go back to the car. And they're like lined up with Dad. And the boys look over, and the next thing you know, they're gone in the floorboard.
Just gone.
And it's pretty difficult to dip down in a floorboard quickly and not make it obvious. So,
not to mention, like, it's a cab.
Yeah.
Like, it's probably really gross down there.
And they committed. They got down there fast.
Yeah. But I mean, if you're about to get caught by Dad, like, desperate times come for desperate measures.
I don't know how they like manipulated their kneecaps to like shrink down in there that quickly.
That's movie magic for you.
It really was, man. Because I was thinking about it, I was like, there's no way logistically you could get down that quick.
Yeah.
It just doesn't make sense. I do want to test it out though, find out.
Now, when they did get back to the car, that's a Ferrari that Cameron's dad had.
Oh, it's beautiful.
Just gorgeous. It turns out not a real Ferrari in that movie, thankfully. They just used like the bodies of the Ferrari and put them on different chassis and stuff. So that way it was like, I will say, way cheaper because they destroyed, I think, 3 of them in the process of the movie.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
I will say that car jack was really crappy if it took like 4 good kicks to knock this car off the jack.
Yeah.
That's really stressful to think about. Really, really wigged. I was like, well, okay, like I see it wiggling a little bit, but like whatever. And then it completely fell? No. They shouldn't do that. Those kids didn't know how to use a car jack is my only theory.
The other thing I think is super weird about this that they never address is that it looks like the cars are just inside the house, like in the living room.
They are, though.
And so when he's like trying to, drive the car in reverse to reverse the odometer, like they could have done that outside. Why are you filling your house with exhaust? It doesn't make any sense.
It didn't make sense why the cars were inside in the first place. Because I also caught that and I was like, well, maybe it's a garage, but it's a glass garage and then there's a couch. Because they did that wide pan out and you see like a little bit of living room furniture. Mm-hmm. I don't know why the cars are inside.
Yeah.
Like I understand them being like a visual thing for the dad. Like he just likes his fancy stuff in his fancy house, but like
from a practical standpoint, not at all.
And the car was an active car before the kids took it. Mm-hmm. They talk about it.
Yeah. Didn't he say that his dad didn't really drive it, though?
He said his dad didn't drive it, but he knew how many miles were on it.
Yeah.
And he did get in it every so often.
Yeah.
So, like, it was in use to some extent. It only had, like, 3,000 miles on it, which is also a crazy concept.
Right?
To be like, oh, no, you put, like, 20 miles on my car that's got 3,000 miles.
I know. So, that house actually sold maybe 10 or 15 years ago. It was up on the market. It ended up selling for, like, way under listing price. And I read that the new owners built a garage below the house because I think that was supposed to be the garage for the house. I just think it's a really weird concept.
It's really strange. Maybe I'm not fancy enough to understand this complex garage situation.
Yeah, maybe we don't know about advanced filtration systems that existed in the 80s that would just clear up any exhaust fumes or gasoline fumes.
They have a specific gas fumes exhaust in that garage that we just are not aware of.
Looks like we have a comment here asking, what would we do with our surprise day off?
Sleep.
Yeah, sleep, work on art projects, get some snacks.
I mean, I guess it depends. Is it nice weather on my surprise day off? If that's the case, I'm outside. Mm-hmm. I'm 10 toes deep in the creek. I'm enjoying the sun.
I might be driving to Chicago to go to the art museum.
In a day.
Not at all.
The longest day of your life in the car.
Yeah, it's only like a 10 or 12 hour drive. It's not that bad.
See, the thing is around Knoxville, there's not many good art museums to go to. And there's not like a ton of like go do things. It's kind of like go eat or like go eat or maybe go have a drink.
Pretty much.
Like that those are our options. So like it's hard to say. If I was in a bigger city or I kind of knew I was going to have a surprise day coming, then maybe I could like plan something.
We were smoking with windows up in the car with children. Don't think filtration was really ever on our collective mind. And you were absolutely 100% right.
Correct.
Like going to every restaurant. They're like, smoking or non-smoking? And they just sit
the same room.
They're like, we're like non-smoking. They're like, cool, you're going to sit right next to these people smoking.
Hope it's okay.
Oh, okay. So, man, I love smoking bans.
God.
So nice.
Crazy. Also, can we talk about how this principal was doing way too much? This is another classic 80s idea where like the teachers hate the students or like an adult really hates the kids and they take it so extreme, but this principal was in the house.
Oh yeah.
He
was committed to his job.
The house to prove a point, which like, sure, prove the point. Prove to the parents that the kid's a bad kid. But you break into my house? Now you're the problem, no matter how bad my kid is. Mm-hmm. Oh man. That was insane to me. Also, the sister Jeannie kicked the hell out of that man when she caught him in that house. Mm-hmm. She ballet kicked him in the nose. That was beautiful. That was beautiful.
And then
Jeannie
got him with some witty remarks at the end and threw his wallet in the pool.
Oh, that was hilarious. Mm-hmm. Oh man,
she was great. The actor that played the principal,
Mr. Rooney.
Yeah, like I think he looks like the dad from Wild Thornberrys.
Because he does. That mustache. What else did I have written down? Oh, also the sheer amount of sound effects in this movie. Everything had a little sound effect. There was always some little background sounds, especially when Ferris was like running around doing stuff. It was like do 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 do, like it was making sounds. I loved it so much.
I love a good sound effect.
Oh, it's great.
The 80s had a lot of them. We really enjoyed sound effects.
I kind of wish they'd bring it back a little bit because there's some instances where like I feel like it's so needed and or it adds just the perfect amount of comedic relief.
Yeah.
Like it really sometimes makes the scene. Like the little splash when she tossed his wallet sent me over the edge because I was like, oh, she's going to throw the wallet. And then I heard bloop. And I was like, oh, he's got to go swimming. He's on his way swimming now with his open wound in chlorine.
Yeah, right.
His ankle was all messed up by that dog, and he got his wallet out of that chlorine pool. I know that.
Well, I mean, at least it cleaned the wound.
I guess.
Somewhat, yeah.
It burned it was more like it. Oh, it was awful. It was great. I loved it.
One of my favorite sound effect things is not from this movie or from this decade, but the movie Heavyweights. It was a Disney movie from the 90s with Ben Stiller about a bunch of children that go to weight loss camp. And if you haven't seen it, it's in like my top 5 favorite movies. It's so good. But anyhow, at one point, Ben Stiller is like trying to find contraband and see what the kids snuck in, and they all stuck in candy and stuff. And he goes down like a cop and starts patting this kid's leg, and then finds like inside of his sock, he pulls out a Pez dispenser, but he like undoes it real quick like a cop would undo a gun, and then all the Pez falls to the floor, and then you just hear the clank of brass on the ground like bullets fell, and it's fucking hilarious.
Oh my God.
So yeah, just little things like that, those sound effects, they can just...
They really make it.
Yeah, it adds so much character when it doesn't make sense, but it works.
Mm-hmm.
So, I don't know.
Oh, I love it. I love a good sound effect. They make me giggle to the extreme. Like any time his little background music came up while he was running around, I was like, oh, I love it. I was like, it's almost like a montage, but they didn't have to cut any of the visuals around.
Yeah.
Oh, it's great.
Oh. You got any other key points before I dive into a crazy like conspiracy theory about this movie?
Let's see. No, I don't think so. I think the parade was probably like the craziest thing that happened, because like at first he like disappeared on his friends, and then he's in the parade, and then there's like a flash mob at the parade, and then everyone at the parade is like really getting into it. His dad's in the high-rise building getting into it. And then he ends the performance with a trust fall that it looked like none of these dancers were prepared for. It looked really unscripted, and it looked like they barely got a hold of him in that fall.
Because it was.
And it was great.
Yeah.
Oh, I loved it.
He got lucky. He could have gotten really hurt.
He really could have, but those girls were ready. Also, they were dancing their butts off. The little like dancers that were on the stage with him, they were really getting down. They really did. It was awesome.
Those Chicago parades, I mean, you had to like compete to be in them usually and stuff. Yeah, so like, they're bringing the best of the parade people of the best as they can. So
I guess I'm used to Knoxville parades where like you could just kind of walk into it on accident.
Let's see. Aaron says brilliant performance by Ben Stein. Yes. Yeah. As always, he's always delightful.
Did a great job with it.
All right.
Yeah, so that was my list.
Excellent. So I did a little deep dive on this movie before we did this, just to kind of see what kind of theories were out there and stuff. And there's a theory that Ferris is not a real person. That he is completely a figment of Cameron's imagination, because Cameron is very troubled, but he needs something to help him stand up to his parents. So Ferris solves Cameron's problems. He constantly pushes Cameron to like stand up to his father, stop living in fear, take risks, which could represent Cameron's inner voice. Cameron has the real character arc of Ferris never changes at all, but Cameron goes from anxious to passive and afraid, and then he finally rebels against his controlling father, right? So he's the one who actually grows and like has the thing happen in the movie, right? Yeah. Ferris has completely unrealistic luck, so it's almost like a wish fulfillment fantasy logic type thing. But there's also the counter argument that Ferris is real, which I think he's real too. Right. But the story is actually secretly Cameron's coming of age movie. Ferris is just there as the catalyst. Ferris is the fun character, but Cameron's the real protagonist.
See, I like that second theory a little better, because the first one with him not being real would make more sense if he was an only child. Say like he didn't have a sister, there wasn't this entire like family life situation going on. Yeah. I'd be like, all right, maybe. But like he's got a whole entire family that is also like handling his illness throughout the whole movie. Yeah. Mom's checking on him, dad's checking on him, sister's checking on him. If he was an only child and he was sick and like maybe he had a single mom who couldn't leave work, I'd be like, yeah, maybe this kid ain't real. But also Cameron really did have like a full complete change in the span of a day, all because of Ferris.
This could actually be like a prequel to Fight Club.
Oh my God. You watch this first, and then you go straight into Fight Club after this.
Absolutely, yeah. We can link everything back to Fight Club.
We
probably.
really can.
So, on the surface, Cameron accidentally destroys his father's Ferrari in the movie, but the deeper interpretation is that he totally does it on purpose. Like he knows what he's doing.
He seemingly does it on purpose. Like he did start kicking the hell out of the car. He broke the headlight, which like. It's one thing to run up the miles on a fancy car and be like, oh no, I took your car for a joyride. My bad, Dad. It's another thing to break the headlight, dent the like front of the car, which is all very expensive. And his dad built the car is what we find out.
Yeah.
So like he knowingly is causing damage. I don't think he knowingly knocked it off the jack, but I definitely think he knowingly messed up the car. What I will say is I wish we saw like an end credit scene of like him having to deal with his dad, like his dad coming home and being like, why is my glass window gone? Where's my Ferrari at?
We needed that scene.
Not necessarily like him freaking out, but just him walking in the door and just the shock. I was waiting for that to happen and we never got it. And I'm a little disappointed by that.
Yeah. I think it's because our takeaway was like, okay, we know Cameron has told us that his dad values the car and loves the car more than he loves Cameron. And that's really the big takeaway. So like the Ferrari represents his father's control and like wealth without emotional connection, Cameron's fear of confrontation. Like there's just all these things that Ferrari represents for him. So when he kicks it off the stand, he's basically just saying like, I'm done living in fear. So the Ferrari destruction is actually the climax of Cameron's emotional story, not Ferris's.
That's fair. That's a fair point.
So Ferris thinks the adventure is about ditching school, and Cameron realizes it's about reclaiming his own life.
See, we need a part 2 that's just about Cameron. We need Cameron's point of view. Cameron's day off.
Yeah.
I want to see him walk by his dad and be like, sorry about that. And just keep it pushing. Like nothing even happened.
Or maybe his dad like walks in and he's checking out everything. He's like, what the fuck happened? And then Cameron's like, you're a bitch. And then he just pushes him out the window on top of the car. I don't know. We could go.
Or maybe Cameron's just like a total like OCD freak out anxious person. And his dad comes in and is like, I'm actually really glad that you're like not injured. And like dad's actually really chill and Cameron's just tightly wound.
Yeah. They probably could have just been like, I don't know, robbers.
So I came home like to this.
Yeah. We didn't have security cameras. So. No. Totally robbers. Yeah. I don't know.
Jeez. There's so many routes they could have taken Cameron's end storyline. I want to see what they would have done. That was all. That's my complaint.
I'm glad Cameron was in there because I feel like he balanced out Ferris a little bit because I really, like I mentioned in the beginning, did not like Ferris's personality. He manipulates literally everyone around him. He lies to the school, his parents, Cameron, his best friend. He lies to restaurants, which was hilarious. He lies to parking attendants. He lies to the entire city parade, right? He just gaslights everything for fun, really.
Again, a theater kid. He took the bit too far every time.
Yeah. He pressures his best friend like constantly. Cameron didn't want to take any of these risks to begin with. He wanted to just be left alone and chill. So he couldn't do it. And then Ferris like never faces any consequences, right? He just gets the girl. He gets the whole adventure. He gets no punishment. He gets away with everything. He doesn't have to deal with any family fallout. He doesn't have to deal with Cameron's dad. So he just like, he wins somehow.
Which like good for him, I guess. I mean, the whole point of the movie is that he has a good day, but also like, come on. A little bit of consequence to some action would have been nice.
It would have.
Just a little bit. Didn't have to be a lot. I wanted him to have a good day off still. I was rooting for the kid, but also like, come on. I do think he got a little bit of it when Cameron really like, when he like fell off the diving board into the deep end and he like freaked him out intentionally. I think that was his way of getting back at him. Mm-hmm. But I think Ferris needed just a little bit of accountability in some places.
I agree.
Like a little spat between him and Cameron being like, hey dude, I told you not to mess with this car. But that would have been nice.
Yeah.
Just a little bit of growth on Ferris's side would have been lovely.
Yeah, we did not get that though.
Maybe one day.
I doubt it.
No.
But that's my thoughts on it. You got anything else?
No. I mean, It was a good movie. It was very fun.
It was very
fast paced.
Yeah.
So I think it's like an hour 45, but it only really felt like an hour worth of a movie. Like everything just happens back to back to back to back. So once you think it's slowing down, it's not. It's still going.
No, it's a good adventure movie.
Yeah.
So I enjoyed it. One. Even though I don't like Ferris at all, the movie's still influential, and it was influential enough for us to make some jewelry named after it, which you will see up above our heads right now. This is the Bueller. Bueller. Yeah, it's the Bueller. So this is made out of 14 karat yellow gold. The one you see above us is a threadless end, and it's just got 3 like marquee shaped gold domes in a way. I guess that's the best way to describe that.
It's essentially a marquee fan, but with no stones.
No stones.
Just all gold. So something a little different, but still a really classic shape and a really classic design that everyone knows and loves. And it's a really good size too. I think it's like a 4 or 5 mil?
4-ish. Yeah, it's pretty
like
tiny
somewhere in
one.
between the two sizes. And it's so cute. It looks great. It also looks really well paired with marquee fans. So like this is a nice one where like clients probably already have a marquee fan to some degree. Everyone loves them. But this is just a little something to kind of offset that. I think a stacked lobe with the just metal on top and then like an gemmed marquee fan on bottom would be so incredibly cool.
You could even accent them up with like singles, prong set marquees too. It doesn't have to be a fan,
And this piece is the same size as our Heather's piece, which is a gemmed marquee fan. So the two are very complementary in size. They're very complementary in shape and style. So there is something for everyone, gem or no gem people.
Yep.
And I think that's a really fun take on it as well, because you do get those groups of people where someone's really blingy and someone really likes texture.
Absolutely.
And they can still have some cute little matching jewelry if they want.
Yep.
But within their terms.
And the best part is you can get these today with 15% off using that coupon code right above us.
You want to be a righteous dude?
Because that's what they think Ferris is a righteous dude.
He's a righteous dude.
That was a good one.
Who was that actress that did that? She was really like...
She's been in so
so
many things.
many
I don't remember
things.
her name though.
But she cracked me up. She was the little school receptionist and she like knew everyone's personal business.
Oh yeah, she was the gossip
She was
queen.
such a secretary and I was living for it. The principal was like, is she dating Ferris? And she goes, it's really hard to pin her down right now, but she has been seen with him a lot. He's a righteous dude.
It makes me wonder if was I completely oblivious to like teachers in high school knowing all the hot gossip of all the students?
1,000%. Because when I was TAing in schools, like we knew what was going on with students, I think more than they did. Because the kids are so loud when they speak and they don't realize it.
True, we are.
Children have no volume control. They'll be like, yeah, so I don't like Tommy. And then like everyone knows they don't like Tommy, but no one's going to say anything.
Tommy sucks.
God, Tommy, stop being such a turd.
That's what we're always saying around here.
Honestly.
I hope we don't ever hire a Tommy one day.
If we do, we're going to be so mean to him on
we
accident.
Are. Yeah.
God, Tommy.
Anyhow, watch the movie Ferris Bueller's Day Off. It's pretty cool. Go check out our website, jewelrythisway.com. You can see the Bueller piece. If you're one of our wholesale customers, use that code 15 righteous dude. Use the code righteous dude at checkout. You're going to get 15% off those pieces. There's no limit on those. So order 1, order 10,000. Either way, you're going to save 15% off, which is pretty awesome.
And we've got some new stuff on the website. We now have a retailing under $200 section, which is fantastic. And we've also updated our buy 10, get 1 free sale.
Oh, really?
Oh, yeah. And it now includes your studio staples. So prong and bezel set CZs are buy 10, get 1 free on all sizes. And you can mix and match the sizes with the deal. And our
awesome.
cup and divot and standard seam rings are buy 10, get 1 free. So, you can get more for less. You get some freebies. And you get 15% off.
Yep.
Look at that.
And 10% of all of our profits are going to go directly into our nonprofit Heal This Way to help provide free therapy and mental health support to people working in the piercing industry.
Whoa.
So it is a win-win-win all over the place.
So you're getting free jewelry, 15% off, and you're supporting an awesome mental health service for piercers and piercing industry folk. Look at you go. You're amazing. You guys are great.
You guys rock. That's all we got for today.
Yep. You'll have to come see us next week.
Same place.
Oh, Tommy is Aaron's middle name. So really, we're just talking to Aaron.
That's funny. That rules.
That's great. I love that.
Join us here next week again, 3 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Every Wednesday on Instagram, we'll be here talking about another movie. If you missed this stream today, we are going to repost this over on our YouTube channel. So you can go see all of those and all the other movies that we reviewed. And give us about half hour from now, we'll be over on our TikTok page going live. I'll be setting some gemstones and some jewelry while Drew sits next to me and shows off some pieces and just shoots the shit with you guys.
That one's a really good time. You guys have to tune into that because TikTok forces us to do things on sale sometimes. So you could get some good deals.
Yep.
You never know.
So we'll see you guys later. Thanks for watching.
Bye.